Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. Happy New Year. It is Tuesday, January 3rd. It's not. It is not. We're doing this ahead of time. I'm sorry. Mark, I can't even lie anymore. I can't, this is the magic of you. You make me do these bonus episodes so that we are ahead of the game. So thank you for that, Mark.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, we have to record all this stuff in advance so we can, have some time off at the end of the year.
Thank you for being the best executive producer in the world and keeping me on track. I do appreciate it. Truly, I do. Okay, it's a new year. People have financial resolutions. I always find that to be like, I used to be like, oh, that's so stupid. Then we interviewed Dan Pink and he wrote that book, When, and he completely turned me around and said, don't be stupid. Of course, people like to have a marker. They do have a prompt to change, and we should allow them that opportunity. So I am going to ask everyone to let us know what your financial resolutions, I don't care, your other resolutions are fine too. Mark, do you think you'll have a resolution for 23?
Well, I definitely had some last year. I mean, we've talked about this before, and I met them all. I had 3 big resolutions, goals, accomplishments. This year? I go to bed way too late.
You do?
Yeah. For the first, 4 or 5 months of this year, I was good. I usually, I was in bed by 10 o'clock every single night, like lights out. Now, forget it. Now, like last night I went to bed at midnight.
Why?
I don't know. There's no reason why. I really don't. I work at night and then I'll read a book or I'll just watch a documentary, but I got to go to bed earlier.
You do. Okay. So that's a good one. I like that. I think that, remember when I was going to do meditation? I keep saying that as I keep rolling that forward. I'm going to try to do meditation this year.
Any big goals you want to accomplish other than a nice long extended trip to Italy? Anything?
I want to sell the crap out of my book. I hope the book becomes a New York Times bestseller. Not for me, because I really want it for my agent, because he he really wants that desperately. So, Brian, I hope that we get there. I don't seem to care that much, and I think that kind of bums him out. So, I always feel like the accomplishment is actually writing the book. I'm not so hot at selling it. I mean, I do what I'm supposed to do. I don't really care that much. Like, people will love it or they won't love it. And I thought the first book was going to be amazing and a huge hit. And we sold a bunch of books, but it wasn't like a tear-ass bestseller. So I'm hopeful for that because I think Brian really wants that, and that would be nice. Wouldn't it? It'd be a nice thing. But anyway, we're going to have a special event. It's going to be in February. And if you pre-order the book, you're going to be able to join us for a cool webinar event, but only if you pre-order The Great Money Reset, Change Your Work, Change Your Wealth, Change Your Life by Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, also known as me. So I hope you buy that. Today, let's just get off of us and go to you. We are talking to Joss, who's outside of Seattle right now. And Happy New Year. And do you think you're going to set up some financial resolutions for yourself, Joss?
Yes, every year we do.
Really? What was 22?
Estate documents.
Oh, and did you get those estate documents done?
So we have all the software. We just need to plug in the info and get them finalized.
So I guess that would be your 2023 resolution.
I guess so, yeah.
We're holding you to it. What brings you to us? What can we do for you?
So I feel like my husband and we lived pretty large in our 20s and 30s, and we've just recently been able to max out our 401ks. So I feel like we are a bit behind.
How old are you guys?
I'm 38 and my husband is 41.
How much do you each earn?
125.
Each, right?
Each. Yep.
Okay. And you're both maxing out your retirement accounts?
Yes.
Is it a traditional or a Roth?
Traditional.
Okay. How much money in each of those 401ks?
In my husband's, he has 59,000. And
Okay.
in mine, I have 25,000. But I had a previous job that I had to roll my other 401k into an IRA, which has 45,000.
Okay. Great. And all traditional, right?
All traditional.
Okay. Got it. Kids?
1 kid and 1 dog.
How old's a kid?
He's 10.
Okay. Any money for the kiddo in any sort of education or brokerage account? Anything that you're thinking of is like, oh, that's for the kid?
Yes, he has a high yield savings account that has 17,000.
Okay. Tell us more about what else is going on. Do you guys own a home?
So we do own a home. It's the mortgage balance is $388.
What's it worth, do you think, the house?
It was just reassessed at $1 million.
Ooh, hello, sister. What is the interest rate on the 388,000 that's outstanding?
325.
All right. So you love the house, you're staying, right?
Well, that I do
What?
have. I have an extra credit question for you about that, actually.
All right.
I work for a residential builder, and I've worked there for almost 10 years, and I can get a new build for about cost plus 10. And so my extra credit question is, do you think that that's a good way for us to gain wealth?
How much more wealth could you possibly gain right now? I mean, my God. Well, I mean, cost plus 10, but you lose your mortgage.
Right. I don't think we could do it right now because the rates are so high. But
Right.
I mean, before, so what we were thinking is, I mean, our CEO always says you should buy as much house as you can possibly afford.
Obviously, because they're in the real estate business. All right. I'm glossing over this. I want to hear more about your lives, and then I'm going to come back to it. I got it now.
But basically, this is our second new construction home that we've built. Our first one we made a little over 200,000 on. This one we're going to make a little over 400,000 or more.
But you like your house?
We love this house. We love this
All right.
house.
All right. Stop right there. We'll get back to this, I promise. Okay. All right. I want to know more. So you've got money saved in retirement. You've got a high yield savings for the kid. Any brokerage account? Any other money that's saved?
The only other thing we have a high yield savings account for ourselves that's got 166,000 in it.
Yowza.
And then I have a Roth IRA that was from a rollover Roth 401k that has 7,500 in it.
Can you tell us in the theory of what is the most important thing to you? Would we put retirement, education, or this house? Yeah, those are your three things that are going on. So what you tell me what's most important to you guys?
My biggest fear is to grow old poor.
That's a terrible fear to have. All right, but you're maxing out now, so that's good, right?
Yes.
All right, here's what I think. If retirement is really the issue, then rank the next two. Would it be the new house or the kids' stuff?
College.
Okay.
Kid.
Okay, got it. Okay, so you're maxing out your 401k, which is great. Tell us about what kind of plan. Is there some sort of, you live in the state of Washington. What's the college savings situation? Do you get any sort of incentive? Oh, there's no state income tax. So what's the college savings plan for Washington State?
So they have two. They have it's called a GET program, which is where you buy credits basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a traditional 529.
Okay, so I just want to see this. The guaranteed education tuition. I want to look at this. You get a guarantee to keep pace with tuition and state mandated fees at Washington's highest priced public university. You can use it not only for tuition, you can use it for room, board, books, tuition, you can buy units up front.
I mean, there's no state income tax deduction, so she can use any plan.
So we're gonna direct you. I'm not feeling comfortable with all of these options. So here, I think a plain old 529 plan from any place where they have good plans. So my go-to, these are all just sort of personal preference. Savingforcollege.com is one that I've always looked at, and there are good plans that are available to you throughout the country. This is Alaska is still the good one. There's a good one in Nevada, right, Mark? Utah, New York has a good one. So any of those that, for a 529 plan, how much money should they put in the 529 plan, Mark? They got that high yield savings account. So should we just pop a bunch of money in there?
Yeah, unless that's earmarked for something else that we don't know about.
Okay. What do you think you guys spend every month?
Well, our total monthly expenses is about 8,000, but that includes my savings contributions, my IRA contribution, all of that.
All right. So of the 166, would you be comfortable dropping that down to say 80?
Well, we have two high yield savings accounts.
The 17 for the kid and the 166 for you guys.
Oh, you're saying leave the 17 alone and take some out?
No, I mean, like, it's fine. We can put in, okay. So first of all, you can put the money into the kid's account. You can get the high yield savings out of the kid's name, right? And you can put it into a 529 account. If you want that to be a priority, we're going to have to get some money in that account, like sooner rather than later. And, the kid's 10. So you have time, but not the most amount of time ever. We've got some time here, but I'd like to get like 50 grand in there in the next few years so that the money can grow. Now, what about for their high yield savings, Mark? Should there be a brokerage account?
Yes, but I kind of get the sense that she likes having that money in cash. Do you guys have plans for that money? Something we don't know about?
It would only be if we decided to buy a house and needed cash.
Okay, so let's work back to the house now. You said the priorities are 1, retirement, right? I don't want to grow old and be poor. So 1 is retirement, 2 is education, 3 is the house. You love your house where you live, right?
Yes.
Why are we making this complicated? You've got an unbelievably low mortgage rate. Yeah, sure, you can buy a much house. You've already had 2 great transactions in real estate. Let's take the money and let's put it in a brokerage account and let's start getting busy building up a supplemental retirement account. So you're maxing out your 401ks. Now, of that high yield savings, half of it should go into a brokerage account and you can't touch it. And so I don't care what your boss says. Your boss might be the smartest dude in the world. You've already had 2 fantastic transactions. Guess what? You know what the dirty little secret is about real estate? It grows with the rate of inflation over the long term. So your boss is never going to want to hear that. Don't play this back for your boss. You have a great house. You've got tons of equity. Let's not mess around. Let's do what you say you want to do. Let's make sure you do not go into retirement poor. Let's give you as many options as you can get. Don't worry so much about the house stuff. You've got a great situation right now. And we've got to get busy building up your retirement and helping this kid get to college.
Okay, so if I take half of the high yield and put it in a brokerage account at Vanguard, what do I put it in?
Mark?
I'm just thinking of your ages. I mean, you could go 80% in stocks and 20% in bonds. Maybe a little bit more conservative if you think, you may need to dip into this money down the road, maybe 70-30. But, you could just use a total stock market index fund, a total bond market index fund, and that's kind of it for now. What do you guys have left over each month? What's the cash flow look like?
The cash flow is good, actually. I just kind of let it build up in our checking and then I transfer it over. So we have good cash flow.
So how much would you say you're saving at, each month?
You mean after I funnel all of our,
yeah.
I could probably, if I tried, I'd probably have an extra $2,000.
Woo!
Probably start putting some of that into a 529 plan on a monthly basis.
Well, she's going to do the 17 for this year. So we don't even have to worry about this year.
Not this year, but that 17 is not going to do it.
Yeah. In the future. Right. And so what we think is, keep cranking on both of these 2 priorities, retirement and the kids' college. If for some reason this 10-year-old ends up being like an all-state bassoonist and gets college paid for, then, you'll be able to get the money out and pay a penalty. But, but for that, I think it's important that you save the money, and the brokerage account money is your supplemental retirement. And I think that's what it makes a ton of sense that you approach this as you said, you had a great time in your 20s and your 30s. It's been, you're still in your 30s. It's now time that you have just as much fun, but also use this cash flow to help you get where you want to go in the future. Does that make sense?
Yes. So do we continue to do our traditional 401ks?
I was going to get to this. So to be clear, you guys are in a, pretty decent tax bracket of 24%, but 24% and you don't have state income tax. I actually think the Roth could be valuable for them. What do you think, Mark?
You know me. I don't know that you'll ever get me to say not to use the Roth.
Well, sometimes we get you, but I think it might be worth it. The thing is, it's going to screw up your cash flow.
Yeah.
You're not going to have as much cash flowing to you every month.
Ease into it. Don't just switch over all at once.
What if we said for, either one or both of you that like the first 10% is Roth and the rest is traditional? How would you feel about that?
I think that would be fine. So your max contribution is split between the two, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly right. You can put a lot of money away this year, 22 grand. So, you might say like, oh, let's make 11 grand pre-tax and 11 grand post-tax and see how it goes and see how the cash flow goes.
I might do one for this year and then maybe one.
Right. Exactly right. But, you're really saving a lot of money now. And let's see how the cash flow is affected by doing that. If you're really tempted about the house thing, what I would remind you is that, you've got this unbelievable mortgage rate. And even if mortgage rates are coming down, I don't know if you're going to get to 3.25% anytime soon. And it would take a lot for me to want to give that up. I mean, what I would feel more comfortable about is if you said, I hate my house and I need to upgrade. That's different. But you like your house. So can you leave that alone for a little bit? I know you want to scratch that itch a little more, but can you leave it alone?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Now, what else do we have to do for you, Joss? You're going to get your estate documents done this year. What about life insurance? Do you guys have life insurance?
So we do both have life insurance from our employer, but I know what you're going to say. We need more.
How much?
I think it's only like 100,000. So
let me soak up some of your cash by getting some life insurance. You both need $1 million.
Yes. So that will also be on my goals list.
Okay. So 2 things, estate documents and $1 million of, you don't even need that much, probably like 10, 15 or 20 year term, not more than 20 years. For your kid's already 10.
Because he's only 10, like God forbid something happened. But I heard you talking about the UTMA the other day. Will that be included in these policies? Like if he has to go to my brother's family?
What happens is, here's what goes on. Okay. Let's say, God forbid, you two die together and there's $2 million of life insurance, right? Then you have to write in your estate documents that like all the money is there for the kid. But if you have like a brother who's a spendthrift, you might need to name someone else as a trustee of the money.
Oh, okay. No, he would be fine.
All right, fine.
Okay. My 529, I know you guys mentioned Nevada and Utah, but my brokerage account that I'm going to open, I already have IRAs with Vanguard. So I was just going to open it with Vanguard.
I mean, yes, you can do that. But if you go through Vanguard, they tend to be more expensive. If you go directly through the state, it's often much cheaper.
Oh.
Wait, for my brokerage account or my 529?
529.
Okay, so go through the state for my 529?
Go to savingforcollege.com. They rank all the 529 plans. Find one that you like, and then just go directly through that state.
Okay, but then for my brokerage account, I can just go with Vanguard.
Absolutely.
So for my brokerage account, you want me to take half of our savings account?
Kind of. If you're okay with that. Are you okay with it?
Yeah, I can always save more money.
Yeah, well, I know.
She likes that cash.
I know. Who doesn't? Cash is like a nice ballast against uncertainty. But you got a lot of cash. We got to get some of it working. And look, some of this stuff is on sale right now. So that's good. I would feel heartened by that fact, just, in general. And you'll be okay. All right. If you, like Joss, are thinking about what your priorities are and how to get some of your cash to work and what the plan of action should be in the next year to come, or you've got to share some of your financial priorities or resolutions, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Don't forget to let us know if you'd be willing to come on the air. Do sign up for our free weekly newsletter, and just know that we are going to be plugging my new book like crazy. And you know how you know that? Because you're going to hear our new mantra for 2023. So wait for a second. Wait for it. I want to remind everybody to do something nice for someone else today. It'll make that person feel good. It will make you feel good. And in 2023, our mantra is change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.